designation. So last time we discussed about yes. Now I need to give you 2 to 3 types of classification. Keep in mind, there is a difference between immunity, then immunization. Immunization is different from immunity and components of immune system. Components of immune system. Okay. Please don't get confused. Okay. What is the difference between immunity and immunization? Immunity is a simple term, right? What do you mean by immunization means then? Vaccination. Something that we are, imbibing, something that we are inducing in a patient. The process of inducing immunity can be stated as an immunization. Somehow we are training the body to get resistant against one particular thing. So that can be stated as an immunization, training to the body. Immunity means a broad term, right? Now listen. So far in the immunity, I have classified into 2 broad categories. What are those 2 broad categories? We have innate, we already know inborn, non-specific immunity is called innate. Then we have acquired / adaptive / any other specific immunity. Specific immunity. Or it is also that I will later. Okay? Yes? Miscellaneous. Miscellaneous might be here. Or you keep that as a separate domain, that will see later. Miscellaneous. Some other things, miscellaneous things. The meaning of miscellaneous means something else. Okay? Now listen. In the acquired immunity, we further have 2 types. Or immunization. If I'm going here, that will become an immunization actually. Okay. Let me be. I will integrate both. Anyway, acquired are further 2 types. Active and passive. Active and passive. We already understood what is active and what is passive. In active, the pathogen entered in the body recognized the pathogen, it did all the homework and it recognized the pathogen. That is called active. Or active involvement of immune system to detect a pathogen. That is called active immunity. And in passive, immune system not going to participate to develop the antibodies. Okay? At the end of the day, we have an antigen and our body will prepare an antibody. Getting an antibody towards anything is immunity. Simply. If our body makes its own antibodies, that is active. If our body failed in producing antibodies and we supplemented them passively, that is called passive immunity. That's it. That's the simplest definition. If body actively prepared antibodies, active. If it failed in producing antibodies, passive. Fine. Then even in active immunity, further these are 2 types. What are those? We have natural. Right. Let me write here one hyper example. Clinical and subclinical. First we have some infection. Some pathogen came in active immunity. Some infection came. That can be a clinical infection or subclinical infection. Right? Symptoms came. Symptoms didn't came in the body. Right now we might got some infection. We don't know. Say, that is called subclinical infection. And our body developed antibodies actively. So subclinical active immunization. Got it? Yeah. Now, together, now we have 2 types. How we will get an infection? How we are getting an infection? If we prone to the infective agent naturally, that is called natural active immunization or immunity. Some pathogen came, COVID. You got exposed to COVID, okay, from flu. So that is natural active infection or immunization. I will discuss. Then the other one is artificial. Here purposely we are inducing an infectious agent into the body. So the immune system will develop, immune system will recognize. Okay. So natural already naturally one pathogen came, immune system recognized it and it developed antibodies. Natural active immunity. Okay, acquired immunity. And second one, artificial. Why the hell we are purposefully introducing an infectious agent in the body? Are we going to do such things? Yes. We are going to do it, right? They are called as RC. If I am keeping a live infectious agent, okay, in a sublethal dose, okay, if I give you 100 grams, you will get syphilis. But I am not giving 100 grams, I will give 0.5 grams, okay, just to sensitize your immune system, okay. That is called as live vaccines. Now there is a term, I know. We cannot take, assurance on any pathogen. What we will do was, we will remove the infectious agent from the pathogen. I will give one pictorial representation. This is a pathogen and this virus requires this teeth to attack the body. Now what I am going to do is, I will make it a dummy virus. Still this virus is alive, but there is no more teeth. Now it cannot bite us. This conversion of lethal pathogen into semi-lethal pathogen is called as attenuation. Attenuation. Suppressing the lethality. Suppressing the pathogen lethality is called attenuation. So attenuation understood by one scientist, his name not Alexander, not Edwards, the one who BCG, actually I was trying to say BCG, I follow Guarnier, okay, Bacillus BCG, Calmet, Guarnier, these two scientists. What they did was, literally they took a TB bacilli, literally they took the actual TB bacilli. But inducing a live TB into body is challenging. We might get a TB. What they did, they started culturing it in the unfavorable condition. Actually, TB don't like dextrose medium, but it will survive. But it don't like dextrose medium. They grow in this. Then day 2, day 3, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. Even after 5 years, after getting that subvirulent strain, it is still giving TB infection. So they went for next to 5 years. Still some patients getting TB. They went for next to 5 years. So they took almost 18 years subculturing the same TB bacilli for next 18 years, every day, every week. Actually, it's a very slow growing bacilli. It took around 2-3 months each. So you just imagine 18 years they subcultured this one. At the end of the day, we got a vaccine called BCG. And today BCG, saving billions of lives from TB, NSTD. So BCG is one classical example of live attenuated vaccine. It is still alive. BCG was still alive, but now it is suppressed. So it will give protection against the tuberculosis. Okay. It is no more TB bacilli now. It became a new species actually, but it can induce immunity against TB. Got it? Yeah, that is all about BCG, live vaccine. Then next one. There are some instances where we can not even trust attenuated in pathogen such as hepatitis. A single hepatitis virus, only one virus, okay? When I say 1 cubic millimeter of blood will have some 7 to 8 billion viruses. Out of 7 to 8 billion, just one virus can cause a liver carcinoma. Very, very dangerous. So what we did in case of hepatitis means, we understood hepatitis has some surface receptors. We killed the virus and we took only this one. Okay. So that is called killed vaccine. Not for hepatitis, we did killed for the polio. Okay. So killed vaccines. So we have killed the polio virus and we given that as a vaccine candidate. That is called killed vaccines. Then we tried the same concept for a virus, that is hepatitis. After killing the virus, we given as a vaccine candidate, and somehow the dead virus revoked into a live virus. It induced a infection. What to do in this case? They can't even trust a killed dead body. Still it is becoming alive because it's a piece of DNA or RNA. So we can't trust this one. So what they did was, they took the surface proteins, they analyzed its genome, they understood one particular genome is coding this protein. They took that genome, they kept in the yeast cell, and yeast cell produced those proteins. And these proteins we induced into the patient. These acting as a vaccine. Such proteins are called subunit vaccines. Subunit vaccines are used for immunity as a vaccine candidate. Now you know what is subunit vaccines also, right? Then directly we have a DNA vaccines and RNA vaccines. Currently they are under research. By the way, since I got vaccine, I need to tell one interesting story. So Edward Jenner. So what Edward Jenner observed? Do you know the story? Edward Jenner, how he understood vaccine? Let me tell you. So in the Greek or Roman, most of the people getting this pox infection, they are getting skin blisters, very infectious infection. So none of the doctor unable to demystify this problem. So one day our Edward Jenner, he was assigned this task. Mr. Jenner, go to this room and try to identify, try to get a solution. What Jenner did, he started observing. Actually, he is the student of the great Louis Pasteur. Louis Pasteur, pasteurization. Already Louis Pasteur working on similar things. So Edward Jenner, he sent Edward Jenner to do this pilot study. And Edward Jenner saw very interesting pattern. You know what happened? In the village, everyone getting pox infection, but not to some females. Some people not getting the infection. So he want to know why these people not getting infection, even though their son, their siblings got infection. They are in the same home. Okay, in a family, some people not getting infection. So he is surprised. What's going on there? Then he interviewed them. What is your profession? And he came to know that whomsoever their profession was taking cow milk, okay, they are not getting infection. Then he asked the next question, is your cows are fine? Then they given one interesting thing, no, all our cows have some abscess, they have some infection. But what to do, we are taking milk from them. Even though the udder, the mammal gland has infection, they are still taking milk. Then he was surprised. Why they are not catching infection when it has some infectious agent there? Maybe that is the solution. Maybe cow has some cowpox, that virus. This cowpox virus entered inside these maids, milkmaids. Somehow they developed antibodies, and these antibodies protecting them against a chickenpox also. Okay, so he said this, these findings to the Louis Pasteur, and Louis Pasteur was so confident. Jenner, let us do this. Let us take the cow. They scrap the cow abscess, and they want to inject to a people. But previous such studies lead to death of people. So no one is ready to become a guinea pig to do this experiment. And what Louis Pasteur did, he called his son. Come here. And he injected this cowpox in his son. And he waited for 1 week. And that became a global news. That his son, the actual challenge was, after giving cowpox to his son, after 1 week, what he did, he purposely injected chickenpox to his son. Chickenpox can kill a patient, right? He given chickenpox to his son and he was alive, indicating he was immunized by the cowpox. Okay. By the way, do you know what is the meaning of cow in Latin? In Latin, cow is called as a vacca. And now they derived that word to make such substances as vaccine. That is why vaccine is called vaccine. Vacca means cow. All thanks to Edward Jenner and Louis Pasteur. Now you know the meaning of vaccine also. Okay, literally, vaccine came as a product of pilot study, a pure observation. They don't know immunology, nothing. They just went with this one. But there is another forefather, actually, one founding father. Homeopathy also came from that analogy. Like cures like. There is a saying called like cures like. A very interesting phenomenon. Like cures like means if you get if you get fever by one infectious agent, give the same infectious agent, you will be recovered. And that is the concept of immunology. If something killing you, give the same something in semi-lethal dose and it will cure you. Like cures like. The same likelihood that will cure us also cures us. Yeah. By the way, this like cures like is given by another great immunologist. His name was Magic Bullet. Who discovered Magic Bullet? Who discovered Magic Bullet? I forgot. I'm getting his name. What I forgot. Joseph Lister. Joseph Lister was nothing. No. There is one more. Paul Ehrlich. Paul Ehrlich. Okay. So see, there are many good people in the story of immunology. Paul Ehrlich, like use like wax, there's Magic Bullet. That Magic Bullet I will discuss later. Anyway, so you got some idea about active immunization, right? Where we are getting exposed to an infectious agent. If it is natural active acquired immunity. If it's artificial, we are going with vaccine candidates. We have killed vaccine, we have subunit vaccine, we have RNA vaccine, DNA vaccine, and attenuated vaccines, live attenuated vaccines. Right? That's it. Then coming to the passive immunology or immunity. In passive immunity, we are going to give only antibodies. The immune system not going to recognize a pathogen, but it will produce antibodies. How is it possible? How body can produce antibodies without getting exposed to an antigen? This also has two types, natural and artificial. Artificial we can understand. Maybe Sejal got infection and she recovered, definitely she will have antibodies. And today should we have same infection, should be unable to recover by active infection. So I took her serum that has antibodies and I am going to transplant these antibodies to the Shubhir. So he will recover from his active infection. So passively I am treating my Shubhir. Right? This is called passive immunization. That is possible by artificial intervention. I took her blood, I separated serum and I went for the therapy. That is artificial therapy. Is it possible to have naturally giving antibodies to someone? Naturally. How is it possible?
Maternal.
Yeah, colostrum. Okay, the first milk by the mother. See such a great evolutionary biological traits. So mother was already ready that my future baby will get some exposed infections. So the colostrum matters a lot. By the way, we are even exploiting that colostrum milk, and we can make one dish out of it, sweet dish. You know that? In cows we are doing that. Anyway, colostrum. Yeah, it's called Junu in my language. I don't know what you will say. It's a candy. Anyway, natural will be breast milk, colostrum. Okay, colostrum is this one. So now you know the concept of immunization, how the immune working, right? We have active involvement, passive involvements, and innate and acquired. Is everything clear so far? Yes. Now, let me go to the components of immune system. Very, very interesting. Before discussing components, I will discuss mechanism of immune system, mechanism of acquired immunity. Now my heading is mechanism of acquired immunity. Mechanism of acquired immunity. What is the mechanism? Clear? Mechanism of acquired immunity. Let me keep cam here because it's
The board was not visible.
Yeah. Don't talk, okay? I have good impression on you. Don't close it. Not much. Yeah. Mechanism of acquired immunity. Very, very interesting. Everyone pay utmost attention. So first we have blood vessel. Okay. Now an infectious agent came inside the blood vessel, into the body. Pathogen came. Okay. Pathogen came in the body. Now this pathogen will release some chemicals. I didn't teach this one previously. Alright? Okay. So pathogen will release some chemicals. Okay? Those called as pathogen associated molecular markers. PAMS. Pathogen associated molecular substances. Okay? You can feel that these pathogens going for makeup before coming to our body. So they are going with some scent, okay? Some going with Axe or some other deodorants, okay? Each deodorant has its own, fragrance, right? So similarly, the pathogens also started releasing some fragrances in the body. Those fragrances are called as PAMs, pathogen associated. Now, there is one interesting candidate. That is a macrophage. Macrophage came into this story now. Macrophage will get attracted towards those PAMs. Wherever there is a PAMs, macrophage will start going outside. Oh, someone came. Macrophage is like a dog. It can smell very strongly. Okay? Yeah. So, macrophage came. This is called as, this attraction towards PAMs by a macrophage is called as chemotaxis. Attraction facilitated by chemicals. Chemotaxis. This is called taxis, XIS. Okay? This phenomenon is called as chemotaxis. After chemotaxis, it started attracted, right? Now it will do 4 important steps. Very, very interesting. What are those 4 important steps? I'm telling the steps of phagocytosis actually. This is a macrophage, and it is a phagocyte cell. So there are 4 important steps in phagocytosis. What are those? Listen. First, the macrophage will attach to the pathogen. Attachment. After attaching, the macrophage will engulf the pathogen. It will engulf the pathogen. Engulfing the pathogen. Now the pathogen, macrophage engulfed the pathogen. After that, after engulfing, it will lyse the pathogen peptides. It will digesting pathogen peptides. Peptides means proteins. Pathogen peptides, okay? Then last and final is very, very interesting phenomenon only exhibited by macrophage, phagocytes. That last step is called as antigen presentation. What is this antigen presentation means? Right now, the last thing is antigen presentation. Antigen presentation. I will let you know what is antigen presentation. Listen, what exactly our macrophage doing was, so it was eating a, we given a biryani, chicken biryani. Let Sejal ate a chicken biryani. Okay? After eating chicken biryani, what she did was, she took the bones. Okay? So now she made a necklace out of her leftover bones. Okay? Chicken bones. Now, she wear this necklace in her neck and she started growing proudly. See what I had today. Okay? So, that is exactly what is antigen presentation. A macrophage ate something and now it is proudly showing those digested peptides on its surface like this. Proudly showing on its surface. Why it is showing like this? Because it was trying to send a signal to the immune system. So, okay, let us imagine. So, there are few seizures. Some seizures are with mutton necklace, someone with chicken necklace, someone with other necklaces. So, a roaming police can understand, okay, some chicken goat came to the campus and our seizure ate. So, they will get some idea. Okay, don't take her example, I'm just telling you, okay, macrophage. So, yeah, this phenomenon is called antigen presentation. Okay, after antigen presentation, what happens? Yeah. Now see. I need to bring two important concepts here. Now imagine. First of all, we know that our Sejal is our classmate. So even though she ate necklace and she is roaming, we are tolerating because she is doing that for our benefit. Let us assume she is also having a necklace of human bones. Somewhat, now we will feel afraid. Are she had a human, she ate a human. Now let us see in the second scenario where she had a human, for example, cannibal. Now see, still we will tolerate Sejal because she is our student. Definitely she won't eat our classmates, she might eat non-CU university students, outsiders. Okay, that is okay for us. Until and unless it is not a CU people, we are okay. Am I correct? Understood, right? First of all, our problem was whether, first we need to trust the Sejal, whether Sejal is our own candidate or not. Before whatever she ate, that is a second story. We should recheck the Sejal first, whether she is an authentic Sejal or not. How we will check? Simply, a security guard don't know Sejal. We know, but security guard, our CU security guard don't know who is she. What he will ask? Show your ID card. Okay. Sejal must show her ID card. There are two types of ID cards here. One Sejal will show, then randomly, if any random person asking, will you show your ID card? No, right? You will ask, who are you? Who are you, Saleh? Who are you? For example. Huh? So, she has the right to ask my ID card, whether I am a CU security guard or not. Got my point? I will show my card. So first we are, authorizing our both IDs. After authorizing, then we will discuss. Acha, today you have mutton, so this goat came to the campus. Now assume, if Sejal failed to show her ID card, what I will do? I will forget about her goat. First I will kill her. Because she might be a terrorist. She is not belonging to our organization. That is what autoimmunity means. If cell fails to recognize itself to the immune system, the immune system will attack the cell first, not its other roles. Got it? Fine. So, what is this ID card system? Who is giving these IDs? They are given by our MHC, class 1, class 2. Now you understood, right? Class 1 present in all the cells. All cells has class 1. But class 2 only present on APCs, that means antigen presenting cells. That means all Sejals will have class 2 ID system and all non-Sejals will have class 1. Okay, first we will read our IDs first. Whether my one matching with 2 or not. Only after authorizing that she is an authentic person, then I will go for the next step. Got it? Is everything clear so far?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now I also given you the significance of major histocompatibility complex or HLA, human leukocyte antigen, class 1 and class 2. Class 3 also there. Class 3 is for regulating complement system that we'll discuss later. Not here. Now see. Now, we can say this macrophage like a burqa. Okay, the one who will blow the whistle when he saw the thief. Right? So, now, see what happens. Now comes a nearby wandering constable. A constable came into this story now. That constable is helper T cell. Also keep in mind, this has a MHC 2 and helper T cell has MHC 1. Clear? Now, helper T cell first, it will bind with the macrophage and they, this has a name. T cell receptor, TCL. It has a receptor called T cell receptor. Via this receptor, the one will match with 2. If they both match, then it will start recognizing what she ate, what macrophage ate. Okay. Fine. Helper T cell recognized the macrophage first by their ID systems, MHC1, 2. After authorizing the MHCs, it will go for reading the pathogen. Helper T cell read the pathogen. Okay? After reading, this helper T cell become activated now. Helper T cell become activated. By the way, just short notes here. Helper T cell has a surface marker called CD4 marker. Keep in mind. Helper T cell has a surface marker called CD4 marker. Hence, helper T cells also called as CD4 cells. Helper T cells also called as CD4 cells. Clear? Now, I forgot some interleukin, some technical that, and I will continue the story. Okay? Listen now. Upon activating this helper T cell, it will be it will release two chemicals, cytokines. If it is releasing gamma interferons and interleukin 1 and 2, and it will also release interleukin 3 and 4. Now what happens was technically, helper T cell will become into two types of cells. Write down. Helper T cell 1, helper T cell 2. Via these cytokines, via some cytokine pathways, it will be converted to two types of helper T cells. Helper T cell 1 and helper T cell 2. Got it? Now, see, we have a problem. One problem in immune system was nuclear bombs are antibodies. One and they are like nuclear bombs. They can destroy a huge lot area. But to make these are produced by B cell. But for a B cell to make those bullets, it requires at least 1 to 2 weeks time. B cell will request at least 2 weeks time for it to develop the antibodies. So, can pathogen going to stay there until B cells producing antibodies? Okay, you produce antibodies, I won't affect you. It won't do it, right? It will also damage here. So, relying solely on antibody production is not a solution. We need a rapid, SWAT, the team, that rapid team who will contain, right? So, listen, what happens? Now, helper T cell 1, helper T cell 2 will go for telling the B cells to produce antibodies. Now, the B cells will try to understand the antigen and they will start working their assignment to match the antibodies. So, B cells will request 2 weeks time. Give us 2 weeks and we will give you your antibodies. But my pathogen won't wait. I'm getting infection, active infection there. Now what happens was, see, in this story, there is this, what is that Hindi movie? Salman Khan was a police, where it has Dabang. Now coming to the Dabang that Salman has some, crack also. He's somewhat hyperactive. And he is an encounter specialist, by the way. Keep in mind, okay? That encounter specialist was cytotoxic T cell. The problem with cytotoxic T cell was, see, whenever we are calling that Salman Khan to this classroom, okay, there is a terrorist in this classroom. What he will do, he will start shooting everyone. He don't mind normal cell or infected cell. He will start shooting everyone. Okay, that is the problem with this cytotoxic T cell. That is why it is called cytotoxic. It will also kill in the normal cells. So, but it is very good at killing pathogen also, obviously. But in that process, it will destroy the nearby endothelial cells, nearby tissue will be damaged. That is not a good thing. We need someone that will regulate the cytotoxic T cell activity. So always Salman Khan comes with one assistant who will guide him. Okay, don't shoot her, only shoot him. They will guide. That will be regulatory T cell. Regulatory T cell will regulate the cytotoxic T cell activity. Okay. Now, after doing all these things, there is a separate, archivers or record keeping people. They will maintain the memory of T cells. This game, this scenario memory will be stored in the memory T cell. Okay. Now, this is a normal B cell. Now, this B cell started, producing antibodies. Activated B cell is called as plasma cell. Plasma, plasma cell. Activated T cell is called as plasma cell. Okay. Now this plasma cell will produce the antibodies. Okay. Parallelly, upon producing antibodies, this B cell will also keep a memory, that is memory B cell. This is the mechanism of immune system in a nutshell. The next 3 to 4 pages of Shambulingam will discuss about this mechanism in detail. Okay. So let us see what's happening. A quick review of this textbook. So first we discussed about definition of immunity, innate immunity, types of See, broadly I said that components of innate immunity. It has 2 types: cellular components and humoral components. Cellular is this one. What are the types of T cells we saw? We have T cells, helper T cell, cytotoxic T cell, memory T cell, and regulatory T cell. Then we have a humoral immunity. In humoral we have B cells. That is B cell plus plasma cell. Humoral means antibodies, plasma mediated. Okay, simple. That is humoral immunity. That will be given by lymphocytes. Alright. Then everything done. Yeah. See here, this flow chart. We have acquired immunity, develops against invading organism, destruction of invading organism by antigen presenting cell, that is macrophage. After destroying, release of antigen, presenting the antigen to 2 types of cells. What are those? T cells and B cells. B cells will produce the humoral immunity, they will produce antibodies, destroyed by antibodies. Parallelly, T cells also will go for helper T cell, cytotoxic T cell, and they will kill the pathogen directly. So this is the overview of mechanism of immunity. Clear? Yeah. Then development of cell-mediated immunity. We have, see here, HLA types. So we have 2 types of HLA. Class 1 present on every cell of the body. Class 2 only present on B cells. By the way, interesting fact. B cells will also act as a macrophage cells. They are producing antibodies and they can also encounter the pathogens. Okay, yeah. Next one, presentation of antigen. So helper T cell will recognize helper T cell will recognize the pathogen present on the antigen presenting cell. Okay, they are recognizing by their own things. Then okay, class 1 and class 2, they are tagging their class 1, class 2 molecules. Then this will upon activating helper T cell will be converted to helper T cell 1 and 2. One will go for one will call the cytotoxic T cells, whereas 2 will call the B cells. And role of that cytotoxic T cell, cytotoxic will very potent, very aggressive in killing. But the other problem is it will also kill the normal cells. So cytotoxic T cell need a suppressor cell, that is a regulatory T cell. Regulatory T cell will regulate the cytotoxic T cell activity. Okay, role of memory T cells, they will memorize that thing happened. So yeah, that's it. Then you have the humoral, you have antibody production at this one. Now keep in mind, antibodies themselves are very complicated. We have 5 classes of antibodies. Do you remember? It's a game of destruction, right? It's a game of destroy. So it's a game, G-A-M-E, of destruction. These are the 5 classes of antibodies: IgG, IgE, IgM, E, and D. So they have their own specificities, by the way. I don't want to touch that. Okay. Next one. I just want to tell you one interesting fact. One pathogen understood the immune mechanism very well, actually. You just imagine you are having a serial killer mindset. You are the pathogen, and now you understood the immune system mechanism. How to bypass the immune system? What cell we should target first to bypass this entire immune system? Either we should, we should not make macrophage to do antigen presentation. That is done by tuberculosis. That's why it's a challenging bacteria. Bacilli, TB bacilli will survive inside the macrophage. Actually, it is waiting for the macrophage to engulf. After engulfing, it will start using macrophage as a Trojan horse. Trojan horse story? Anyway, it will survive inside this macrophage and it will migrate entire body. Second one, there is a virus now. What does this virus understood? Let me kill helper T cell first. If we remove helper T cell, immune system will be clueless. Because it is helper T cell that is activating the entire immune system, either B cells or T cells. If you destroy helper T cell, the immune system will go blind. Let us shoot the constables wandering in the street. That's it. The police department don't know what's going on here. Good cause and constables should be wiped out. Okay. And you know what is that virus? It is the HIV, the most popular should be favorite virus. See, HIV will, that is why in HIV patients we will check the CD4 count. And we are also checking CD8 count, that is cytotoxic T cell count. If CD4 and 8 count reduced means definitely that indicates there is a pathogen attacking CD4 cells, that is HIV. That is why in the HIV infection, you will develop acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. That's why it's called AIDS. It is an acquired immunodeficiency going on, multiple problems syndrome. That's why it is called AIDS. HIV leads to AIDS because it is targeting helper T cell. HIV directly targeting immune system, leading to immune collapse. That end stage is called as acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. Game over. Once the patient becomes AIDS stage, that by the way, not all HIV patients are AIDS patients. Keep in mind, AIDS is the last stage of this infection. And now HIV also understood. You know what it will do? It won't kill the helper T cell immediately. It will embed its DNA in the helper T cell DNA. That is called eclipse phase. In this eclipse phase, it will survive for next 20 years. After 20 years, suddenly it will relapse. So we are giving many tablets to suppress HIV, prescriptions. If you know the stages of viral aggregation, we are using multiple cocktail of drugs to stop its attachment, its uncoating, its biosynthesis, its release. Yeah, this is the whole concept of immunity. This is what you are studying in next few chapters. Clear? Yes. Any more doubts in immunity so far? You got some idea, right? Yes. So next time, whatever notes you have, you cross-check, you will understand the points in your notes. Thank you very much for your attention. Yeah.